Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classics Less Known Classics. This is episode number 2661 and Doubleshot number 2555. Got two Batman trades here. First up is Batman the Knight, written by the current guy who currently does Batman, Chip Zdarsky. This is the very first Bat book he wrote. It was long after this he wrote the main Bat book and still writes the very day. Yes, this series originally lasted for 10 issues. It's one of those limited series I'm like, at the time when it's coming out, I'm like, do we really need to have like another 10 issue maxi series? Because for some strange reason, from the period of 2020 to basically 2022, we had to have 50 Bat books published per month. Seems like it. Along with Batman, Detective Comics, Nightwing, one point including the Batgirls. I'm not counting Tim McGraw because that was a garbage title. I'm trying to think what else was there. It was well, there was Justice League, but not anymore. But and so many limited series. Oh my god, it was a lot. This is one of a couple of them. Basically, DC just had to put out because DC is in the mindset that people only buy Batman despite the fact they're other titles published by the company. This kind of is a retelling of not exactly Batman's origin story. It's a series of tales that took place just prior to him becoming Batman. It's him traveling the world and apparently meeting Ra's al Ghul in the story and his daughter Talia, which apparently that starts a relationship. Which you're thinking, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense. Batman didn't meet Ra's until after he became Batman. Yes, I thought this was weird too. And also issue 6 became infamous online due to depiction of Batman supposedly being outed as gay. Well, okay, so the person who did this in story was, I kid you not, the man who became Ghostmaker, the James Tini villain character. Yes, he was included in this book under the name Anton, and a lot of this book sees where Batman's with a woman, the whole limited series, from like start to finish. There are some characters that pop up in this book who do in fact pop up in Batman Incorporated and some other books per se. One of whom was a character named Sky Spider, who debuted in this very book, and then she became a recurring character in Batman Incorporated, like right appearing here for one issue, and then she just became a recurring character in that book. For reasons. Yes. Also, you have Batman with a... The book kind of started out with, very interestingly, with a therapy session between Bruce Wayne and Hugo Strange. Now, this is interesting. Given the fact that... Now, those of you might be thinking, now, the Ra's I cannot forgive that this first meeting. But in the case of Hugo, talking to Bruce Wayne about trauma related to parents' death, this is interesting. Now, those might be thinking, did Hugo meet Bruce Wayne before he became Batman? You could say it's fine. It doesn't really interfere with continuity very much, but the Ra's does. And apparently Alfred is turned off by the fact that apparently he's rich. He thinks he hasn't earned his title of being a playboy just yet. So Alfred disappears because Bruce travels the world, meets the Ghostmaker, well, the guy become Ghostmaker, and also meets a woman named Dinah, who is in pretty much a lot of this book. Oh, the artist of this book is Carmine Discamico. Yes. Now, the character of Grey Shadow, she is technically, in a way, Batman's love interest in this series. And also, we see that Harry Ducard in this book. You're thinking, some of you might be thinking, wait, who the heck is Harry Ducard? Henry Ducard has been depicted in most continuities to be one of Batman's many, many mentors. Yeah, he basically kind of trained Batman. He only appears there for a couple issues. Yes, seriously, of this book. Yeah, and those of you with his with the character Nobody, the character from the opening story of Batman and Robin, Volume 2 by Peter Tomasi, and his daughter Maya, who currently has the identity of Nobody, which Gleason created her as a follow up to what happened with the first arc of basically Batman. Now, has she appeared recently? Uh, well, not really. Maya has not really done much since the end of the title. The card, this is, yeah, he's here because it makes sense. Because I'm glad the fact they kept that part of the story here of him being the one training. Now, the whole thing of training with Roz in here, even though, yes, it kind of ruined it, basically makes no sense. You would train with Roz, League Assassins, which I'm sure Zardesky pulled this from Batman Begins, because this also happened in the movie as well. That's my guess anyway, to took inspiration from this. But I do give the opinion on here. Now, here's the thing. There was also this thing he was saying, I was hearing, like, oh, Batman was going to pass a piece via, like, kissing. Which, I saw the scene. I didn't see paper there. A friend of mine told me that, and I'm like, no. Ghostmaker just attempts to kiss him. Batman's not into it, and lucky enough, basically, Batman's true love interest of the miniseries comes in to stop it. So, there was a panic about this. The fact that Zardesky tried to out Batman is bisexual. In actuality, nothing happened. Nothing. Did Ghostmaker kiss him? No. Bruce Wayne is not into that. Not at all. So, I'm putting this to bed here with this particular point related to the scene, that Bruce Wayne is not gay. This was basically Ghostmaker making a move, and Batman not doing anything. Does this say he's bisexual? No. No, it does not. I do not believe as such. People might think otherwise, but that's how I feel about it. Aside from that, this actually is a pretty good series. Did this series need to exist? No. Not at all. I'm going to give the book roughly a 9 out of 10. I would give basically 9, because I thought the series was really good. But because of that scene in issue 6 that really turned a lot of people off from Zardesky, I was hearing, like, first it was half Batman, like, no. I've been reading Batman, the Zardesky started. Didn't happen there. Oh, have Batman now. Okay, because I read it. Issue 6, like, okay, it's been a while. It's been a bit since I read it. I read, like, oh, that's where it is. And if you're curious, does it try to keep that scene in? It does. It happened in issue 6 of this book. If you're curious. Yes. It's a weird scene. It's never really followed up with at all. It's like, happens in one panel. Just one panel. Let me show it off the panel that basically people throw a fit about. I do like his artwork. Let's see. Because remember, it's at a party. There's also with the Russians here as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when he's basically brought him because think he's a something else. Yeah. Now here's the character Lucy in her underwear. Yeah, and throughout this whole book, Batman is with her. Does this point him be bi? No. No, it does not. Batman has always been depicted as straight. He likes ladies, not guys. So, that's how I see it. I'm trying to find that famous scene that people threw a fit about when it happened. No, seriously. People threw a fit about this. Say we went to a party. Let's see if I can find it here. Because look at this. This panel right here. This panel right here. This is what people feel a fit about. Yes, this one panel. Yes, this one panel threw a humongous rage in social media. Because people thought, oh no, Zardesky's outing Bruce Wayne as gay or bisexual. Like they would Tim Drake stupidly. No. Do we see the fact that Bruce is into it? No. He does nothing. He does not react to it at all. It's just a brief thing. Seems like that Ghostman was going to make a move. Bruce Wayne was not into it. So, if you look at the scene very carefully, you will see Bruce Wayne is not into that. Not at all. Especially since the very next scene he's kissing a woman. So, anybody that says that this book attempted to out him as bi, they're wrong. Completely wrong. It is nothing more than people misunderstanding a scene. That's all this is. A complete misunderstanding. It's not as outrageous as basically the Joker, the Man Who Stopped Laughing, issue 5, where Joker was made pregnant for one issue. It's not outrageous as that. But moving on. I had to order this book because I have looked at this book for quite a while. This is Catwoman by Tini Howard, Volume 3, The Duchess of Gotham. This collects Catwoman. I believe this is Volume 5, issues 51 to 56. Now, a friend of mine who had read this book, he kind of dropped. He basically still thought that Catwoman was in prison because I have issue 50 because he had not been reading for a while. She's only in prison for this book for a few issues. And why she's in prison because they went to issue 50 because she went to jail because killing her basically a rebound guy. She goes to prison and meets Lady Clayface. I'm like, that's interesting. Lady Clayface. Which you're thinking, wait a minute. Yeah, Sandra Follows in here. Oh yeah, she's here. Is this the first time she appears in this continuity? No. First time she appeared was actually Gail Simone brought her. Actually, no, it was Hope Larson. Yep, she brought her in. And she's here for this story arc. Basically the opening few issues. She'll be back after this. But I found this interesting, the fact that she's even here. Yeah, and also, in these issues, we see the return of a character who's not been seen since the previous volume of the book. Ikito. Yes. Though she also had appeared in issue 125. Well, actually it was probably after this, but yeah, this is interesting. She actually kind of made a return in this book in issue 39. I believe this is when Ran V was still on the book. Actually, you know, Tina Howard basically went for Dangerous Liaison. I think it was the opening story arc. Yeah, and she's kind of basically back here as a supporting character. Which is interesting. I did not expect that, but okay. Yes, so if you're really curious, how long is Catwoman in jail for? She is in jail for the opening few issues. At one point, she basically rejects a way to get out of prison. Because it's like, yeah, I thought this was really weird how this is written. Like, oh, she accepts the fact she's in prison? And then people are Linda Fratera, who was one of those Fright. She was from Batman and Dark Knight. Yes. Batman and Dark Knight. Which, last time she appeared part of this book was actually issue 28 of Detective Comics. Yeah. And she actually first appeared in issue 627 of Batman, which is the second issue of As the Crow Flies. Yeah, Fright is a character who was from pre-Flashpoint. They just brought her in. She's not the big of a character per se, and she was kind of in that story, and she popped up a little bit after that. Yeah, didn't do very much. The other characters here are Marquise, who is Scandal Savage. Yep, Scandal Savage. Why is she here? I don't know. It's weird because I think like last time she appeared prior to this book was actually in Secret Six. So yeah, prior to this book she last appeared in Secret Six. And the other person we have here is Teresa Delicious, otherwise known as Scarpina, who was brought into this continuity by Graham Morrison. Her first appearance in issue 676 of Batman for... Yeah, she was a character debuted at R.I.P. Yes, and Grant Morrison kind of really brought her into the current continuity with Batman Incorporated, which is interesting. And that was her only appearance for quite some time. Then she also appeared in Batman Eternal for one issue, and she appeared in The Signal. And then she appears in this story here. We also have Onyx Adams. Who was Onyx Adams? Well, in pre-Flashpoint, she was... If I remember about this character, I believe that she was the partner of Orpheus. Yeah, she was Orpheus's bodyguard. Kind of. Yeah. And for some reason, people like picked her with Green Arrow. By issue 50. There's also something here with Black Mask, which, that is interesting. Yes, Black Mask. Because the last time I ever seen it was in, I think it was like Batman, and it was also that was I think it was Red Hood Outlaw last time he appeared. Yes, and then pretty much by 54, Catwoman's out of jail completely. Yeah. Though I do find it interesting the fact that he's back here. Actually, no, he actually appeared in Teen Titans. I kind of forgot he appeared in Adam Glass's Teen Titans book. Yes. Yeah, I kind of forgot he appeared there, but he's appeared sporadically. He's been a regular Catwoman villain for quite some time. He was brought back into this current volume issue 4, and he came back in issue 32. He's been on a regular basis since issue 39. He appeared recently issue 58. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, by the way, the cover is actually from issue number 55 of this book. Yep. There's also a guy named Dragos Evgio. Yeah, he is a character from Batman. He was a character introduced in volume 3 for Catwoman. He was a creation of Matteo Castelli and Brad Walker. He was brought in the current continuity by Scott Snyder, James Tynion in Batman Eternal issue 23. Yes. So I'm appearing a few issues of that, and then he was dumped in Catwoman, where he basically appeared in issue 56. And after that story wrapped up, he didn't appear again. Yeah, and Selina Kyle was back in her costume, though. Yes, I should point out, though, I think with the very next story, she changed her costume. Let's see, I think it's after Gotham War. Because those of you thinking, what happens next? Gotham War. Yep, Gotham War is next. Believe it or not, that is what's next. And the Catwoman costume gets a change with issue number 59. Yeah, so that's what's next for Catwoman is Gotham War. I think the trade is out. I have to take a look at it, but for this story in particular, it's pretty good. I enjoy this. I give this book roughly a 9.5 out of 10. Just a damn good book. Yeah, and a friend of mine thought that Teen Howard was actually off the book because we experienced solicitors, but nope, she's still in the book. Yes, she is. She's still very much on the book. I don't hate her run, per se. It's just that some people were just not really big fans of Teen Howard. And this is just my honest opinion when it comes to Tini Howard. I think her DC work is better than her Marvel work because at least her DC work is not getting axed quickly. Because that's been the problem with Tini Howard's work at Marvel. The only book that was successful for her was Excalibur. Well, book last. Oh, she actually wrote a first comic with Shay the Changing Girl. Yes. With issue number 3. That was her very first comic she ever did for DC. I'm sure she probably she basically just did she just did the backup story. This book came out in 2017. Yeah. And if you're curious, she spent the books in issue 39. That's basically where she started with. Yep. Oh yeah, and there's also the Night Terrors book. Yeah. Night Terrors comes in the future, don't worry about that. It's part of the Dundees that they basically threw in Night Terrors, where like after the completion of a story, like all books had to go on hiatus. For reasons. Yeah. And plus also issue 52 was noteworthy for being the first issue of this book under the Dawn of DCU banner. Yeah, 51 is not part of that particular lineup. You're thinking, really? It isn't? Yeah, it's not. Yeah, 51. There's a regular Catwoman logo. But start with the very next issue is part of Dawn of DCU. Mm-hmm. Yep. But yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for this particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do not hit the dislike button. Tomorrow, at least one comic corner I know of, along with reviews for, I know tomorrow's Easter. Hopefully also reviews for One Piece, Tales of the Rings, Banishing Her Party, and My Shell, Magic and Muscles. Okay? Until see you tomorrow.